Hello and welcome back to my redstone testing world. Oh yeah, I have another tutorial to show you. We are going to be making this. No, just the Spleef arena portion of this. If you're unfamiliar with Spleef arenas, they are generally a box like so, that you as a player go against other people to undermine the floor and cause them to fall through. Now we do have a haste 2 and efficiency 5 pickaxe, so it's insta-mine for everything. And of course not in creative mode, but in survival, then the floor becomes rather insta-mine. And you can do a little bit of parkour and try to make the other player fall underneath, like so. Let's go ahead and kick back to creative. And unfortunately, sometimes the floors are hard to repair. You see some that are made out of snow because of a snow machine or just a bunch of droppers and such that are prepped and primed already with resources. But I'm using smooth stone in my design because you can, as you hear the hiss, have a smooth stone generator to recreate this. Cobble does not insta-mine, so the smooth stone is the better idea for this, in my opinion. And there we go. We can turn off the lever, and it is complete and set for the next round. I have added some additional features, such as these dropping platforms, so a player can actually start here, hit the button to signal they're ready. Once all the players are ready, which is adjustable by these on-off switches here, so if you only have 3 players, then it will automatically tone and drop you to the floor, and you can start. I've lined the walls with obsidian since it is not easily mineable, and so any kind of stray slash would not knock out your walls. And that lever that resets the floor will also reset these platforms. So let's go ahead, flip over to a nice little void world and show you how to build this, just so you kind of have an idea of where we're going. Though it will end up very, very detailed and messy, kind of. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and start by showing you how the smooth stone generator works. We have a pretty simple etho clock with 5 items in it. That will give us just enough time for the lava to solidify, as you just saw. And we make smooth stone by dropping it into water that's flowing. If it was a water source, it would make obsidian. And it will just grow out. And pistons can only push a certain number of blocks, and so you'll see this stop here in a moment. And this is what will make up each side of our arena. I chose to do it around the entire arena so that we can rebuild the floor faster and make it be able to be larger than just having it on a couple sides. So there we have it. This is as long as the floor is able to go from one generator. And as you see, it actually will not continue making any more smooth stone because it won't be able to flow through there, so it is kind of non-clogging. The unfortunate part is it takes 5 item ticks of a hopper there in order to actually create the smooth stone, so this has a very limited speed at which it can run. It can't run any faster than what we had right here. Now we do have sizing here. It can push out 11 blocks from here to here on each side, and then these sides can push out 11. So you have a maximum width of 22, and you have a maximum width here of 11 and 11. However, these strips can be as long as necessary or desired. Therefore, you can make this a very long arena if you want more space to play in, but this kind of shows you the minimum or maximum that you can build this thing. This is a rather sizable floor here, And the size that I actually have over here is what I've done in my Let's Play world. And it works out pretty well for 4 people. You don't have to spend too much time hiding in corners. But you can make it wider if you would like. Or if you wanted to have some kind of non-destructive area in the middle, a safe zone, you could do that, make some variations. But we're going to go ahead and build this thing over here. And you just have to extend the redstone a little bit if you want to make it wider. And I'll show you how to do that as well. So let's get to that void world. Alright, so I have an arena area here already laid out. It is 17 wide by 28 long. And it is 7 blocks from that top layer of nether brick steps down to this layer of obsidian here. I have this gap here, which is where the smooth stone will come out of the generators. And then I put 1 bar here along the bottom, just for reference. So once you have that laid out, we can go ahead and start with step 1. So we want to first go ahead and make the signaling system here for when the player is ready. So they'll hit the button, and we need to make this lamp turn on and stay on. So what we will do is take a feed off of the button there, feed it into an RS NOR latch, and to make one of those we just do a little loop around like so. Put that here, get a torch off of here and here, redstone there and there. That'll deactivate that torch, bring it right back into there. We'll want to put a repeater here, and redstone dust there and there. So now, when they press the button, it'll deactivate this torch momentarily, and then that allows it to power here, which keeps this one deactivated, and also allows us to feed into this wool block here, which illuminates the light. So that's our first step. We'll want to go ahead and repeat that on each corner. And all you have to do is just mirror the setup over here. So instead of going that way, you'll just come out this way and get your torches and your redstone in place as a mirror copy of what's on the other side. And I'll go ahead and do this for each of the 4 corners, just like so. Right, there we go. We have it mirrored in all 4 corners here. So now we just need to tie these together into a system that will signal when all 4 have been pressed. And also we can add the little levers to deactivate each of these 4 corners here in case if you have less than 4 or 4 teams of players. Now to deactivate these, I actually did a kind of a simple system where I had a block here, and then I had the ground floor, and we went and put a lever right on top like so. Now when you turn that on, it'll actually activate redstone down here, and it ties into our channel that goes to our AND gate, so that this will always act as if it is on. You'll see here the light is now on, and this will deactivate each corner. I'll go ahead and replicate that real quick, and then we'll work on tying these together. Alright, to give you an idea of where this next piece is going, we can use this block here as a reference. And it just needs to go over 1, out 2 here. And then we want to draw it all the way out, like so. Connect it here. And then we'll have a wedge coming off of here and here, so it looks kind of like that. And what this is going to do is we'll have our inputs from our 4 buttons. We'll tie them together with redstone, and we'll invert the signal right there. So this will make it so when we turn off all 4 of these torches, it will emit a redstone signal from here. So we just need to tie all of these together. And you'll see why we're going down in a little bit here. We'll just do it like so. There we go. And this probably should be a repeater. There we go. Looks like it doesn't need to be. All right. We'll just finish this out. Step down, step down. Redstone here. And there we go. So that connects these front two. Now we just need to get a path all the way back to the back two. Let me show you how that's done. All right, we are on the back side here, and I'm going to start using these orange blocks instead for representing our reset signals or any kind of special signals like that. And what we'll want to do is come off the back side here, and this will tie in those two. Come out one, and then come out 10 blocks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we'll just want to take this all the way to the front. And we'll just cover this with redstone and repeaters. Let me go ahead and draw this out on each side and bring it to here. Right there. And what we'll need to do as well is bring this forward, but not too far because we're going to have a piston like right here. So we want to have it kind of zigzag a little bit. About right there should do. And it shouldn't get this one here bud powdered or anything like that. And we'll just cover this with our redstone and put our repeaters at the proper distances down the length. So let me go ahead and flesh that out and replicate this on the other side. So a good way of figuring out where your repeaters need to go, you can just go ahead and turn this bit on here and see exactly where the redstone stops, and you can put your repeaters as necessary. You'll see that goes ahead and turns off our torch up here and gets us ready for the next. So I'll go ahead and repeat this on the other side, and we'll be ready to start the next step. All right, we are back at the front here, and we will catch the signal from this torch once all of those torches are turned off. In order to do that, we need to come down one and out a couple, like so. We're going to feed a repeater into our target. It's going to be a block. This will help us bring the signal down by one, like so. We're going to feed this over and into our note blocks. So we just want to kind of make a area here. We're going to put a note block here. Bring the signal into a note block there. Bring a repeater out to here. We're just going to loop back so we don't get too far away with the signal or the sound from these note blocks. Go ahead and put them in place. We're going to use air below these note blocks so that they'll make the right tone for us. There we go. And I just have mine all set to 4 ticks. That'll give the players plenty of time to prepare. Let's go ahead and place this one here. 1, 2. And then we'll have our last note block here. And we're going to catch the signal off the bottom, like so. Now you can tune these to whatever tone that you like. And I like low notes and then finish on high note. So we just start with the basic, of course without destroying it. Start with the basic sound for these three and get to somewhere like there. So now when we trigger it, yeah, we're probably going to want to adjust that one. But you can see how it works. It'll play the sounds, and we want those platforms to drop immediately when this last note plays. So we're going to have to get a little creative. Alright, what we want to start doing is we want to take this signal over, make it a little pretty by bringing it nice and center. Like so. And if you want, you can put dirt blocks under these and they'll keep the same note. But since we're pulling off the bottom here, you're going to have to keep this air. And we'll bring this over into an RS NOR latch right here. Because once the players get dropped, we want to keep the pistons retracted so that they don't have a platform left above them. Don't hit their head, that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and get this latch set up like so. Now we need to use this to send a signal down each path and over to where we're going to put the redstone for their platforms. So let's go ahead and get that platform set up, and we'll tie it into our redstone right here. Break that here. And we'll just sneak around like so. There we go. And that'll bring our signal off that way. And we will tie in here to go off this way. Now to the platforms. Alright, for the platforms, we just need to put a little bit of a RS NOR latch here so that we can keep these locked in place. And I probably shouldn't have put that there because we need to put a nice little sticky piston right there with whatever block you want them to be able to stand on. And we'll actually take that down by one here. There we go. And we'll put our nice little 3 blocks there so we can set up our RS NOR latch. There, that'll keep the block extended. So now the players can just kind of land right here and sit on this block, be able to hit the button, signal that they're ready. And we'll want to do this in each of the 4 corners here. And really, it's quite simple. That's almost all that we have in this spot. Now what we'll do here is actually tie in with this side of our RS NOR latch for the button. This is what will reset this whole signal here and turn off the light. And what we'll want to do is send a signal into this block to reset both this RS NOR latch and this one. And when we send the signal into this block, it'll reset this by pulling this piston back and dropping the player. So that's good. And when we do that, we also want to turn off the light, and we'll lock it in that position until the game is over and we reset the whole system. So we'll just go ahead and build this in each of the 4 corners. Be right back. Alright, we will have to make one alteration here by the note blocks. We actually just need to move this RS NOR latch out just a touch. Based on how this torch works, we don't want it illuminating that block all the time. So this will fix that, and we'll have to make maybe another adjustment through here because there's some actual extra redstone that's going to be really tight to fit in there. So we need to bring this signal out and tie it into this reset block here. And we'll bring it down to level here. And extend the redstone over. This way, once the note blocks have fired, it'll reset the RS NOR latch here and cause this block to fall or pull out so that the players will fall down, and it'll reset the light here as well so that it's no longer receiving power, and we'll turn it off. Now, we need to do this instantaneously after the last note block plays. And as you can see, it doesn't quite reach. So we are going to get a little bit creative here and abuse what's called a zero tick pulse. So we do a little thing like that, it will actually not power because it's being bud powered. You know that jog I was telling you about? Looks like how I laid this out, we actually need to move this over. And we'll just round it out here. There we go. So now that we have our block here, when we remove it, it depowers. When we place it, it's instantaneous. It takes a micro tick, so less than a normal tick that a repeater would cause. So this will allow us to drop all the players instantaneously. We just need to extend this line all the way to the back and tie it into the same reset block right here. And I'm putting one repeater in each block, so it'll have just a 1 tick delay after the sound is played, but that's a fraction of a second, so it shouldn't be a problem as far as any players really noticing. There we go. And you can also see where to place these extenders as well. Oops. By merely having your redstone dust illuminated there. And you can see it retracts our block. And it will turn off the light, assuming I laid this directionality out correctly. Ah, that's why. There we go. Now the light turns off. And I'll go ahead and repeat this on the other side. Because of how this redstone dust goes straight into this block, I had to shift this over just slightly, so it's not going to totally match up, and it'll pull back to here and feed up and into this block with a repeater. And that should adjust this line just fine. Oh, it does not go there. It goes up one. There we go. Now it's tied in right. And we'll put our extender right about here. And along the length, as usual. Alright, so now we need a way of resetting these pistons so that the platforms will reappear. And we're going to do the same kind of thing that we did here, where we have ground level right here. And we're going to put a nice little lever right here. And we'll catch the signal. Actually, let's move it back. There you go. Right here, we'll catch the signal with some redstone and bring it down here. And now we just need to bring this signal over to this block right here, and this will reset this RS NOR latch. So how I'm going to do it is we're going to do a little step like so. And this is to continue to bring it back to the back. But let's tie into this step here. We'll need to bring that down one more. And there we go. So we can fill it out with redstone and repeaters to make sure the signal Goes as far as it needs to. Let's turn that on. Alright. So it goes to here. Extend. And there we go. So now when this area is depowered, it'll reset our piston, allow it to extend. But as you can see right now, it is powered. There we go. So let me go ahead and tie in both sides, and we'll extend it to the back as well. We should only need one repeater to get this all the way to there. All right. And there. There we go. So that gets that side. Let me go ahead and do the other. All right, now we have both sides laid out here with our orange lines. What we need to do is change these repeaters here to 4 ticks. That way we have 4 ticks of delay before this RS NOR latch resets and allows this piston to return to normal. And the reason for that is we need to do a couple of things. We need to put a signal into there and one into here to reset our block. This one here will actually help if we change the state of one of these levers here from being disabled to enabled. You can see there, and if you flip here, we need to be able to reset this latch here without having to worry about going through a whole cycle. So this one will be set to 1 tick, this one to 2. We'll bring these together. And so it'll just send a quick pulse down the yellow, allow those to reset. Then we'll send one here to reset the RS NOR latch, which should be the lock state at that point anyway. And we will tap into the dust coming down from here, like so. There we go. Now these will properly retract and turn off the light as necessary. So we just made one mistake here. Bring this out like so, rather than off the side, so that we can feed power into that repeater. So now when we flip the lever, it will unlock everything properly and turn the light off, allow us to start using that pad again. Alright, now on to the last bit here. We need to take care of the floor generation by setting up some smooth stone generators along each side. And so let me show you how that's going to work. We have our corner pieces, which we don't need any generators for, but along this side here we need to put pistons. You'll see I put a row of smooth stone along the bottom here. Just help me place these pistons. And there we go. This will allow water to flow over on top of these pistons like you saw, and it'll have lava fall down into that water, create smooth stone, and then these will push it up, and we'll have a series of pistons that'll push it over. So let's go ahead and get some more of this set up here. We'll need a row of your favorite block right here, and now I got some building material for redstone like so. We will put a repeater on 2 ticks, no, 1 tick, into that block, and we'll repeat that all along this line here. So let me go ahead and do that. Alright, now that we have our row of repeaters, careful not to get too click happy and change one of the settings. We want them all to that 1 tick. Lay some redstone out. And now we need to actually make a water basin here. And I like to use glass so I can make sure none of these break, but you can do whatever you would like. Now water will flow 7 spaces And what you can do is just lay some down here, place some here, and then place some more here. That'll cover that entire area for water. And now we have this spot right along here, which will actually generate our smooth stone. So now we need some more of your favorite block for redstone. I'll once again use my wool. It looks like we're going to have to modify this just slightly. Alright, I went ahead and just repathed these a little bit, brought them up. Now we can come back down here and finish our line here. And we can place our redstone along the top. We'll break those in a sec. So, just sever those. And now we need to place our pistons along here. And one more, come on. There we go. So now we'll use this dust to power these pistons to push our smooth stone forward. So let's go ahead and place our smooth stone just kind of as a space holder here. This will allow us to place our lava without it merging with the water. There we go. And more glass. So we just need a catch bucket for it. Like so. And now since this is wool, you'll probably hopefully have used something a little better. But I need to get it out of the way so that it doesn't catch on fire. There we go. And I'll need to do the same to the other side. But we'll want to place our lava down in there. There we go. And we'll need it at specific intervals because this does not flow as far as water. There you go. So now we need another 3 over. 1, 2, 3, so right here. And that'll allow it to fully merge there. And then one more over here in the corner should do it. There we go. So now once these pistons have fired and moved this smooth stone out of the way, the lava will fall down, create more smooth stone, and then we need to fire these up. And of course, it's already starting to burn it down. Let me get some proper blocks right there and here. So now hopefully we won't burn down. Alright, now that we've done a little bit of fireproofing, got rid of that piece of redstone there, we are ready to continue. We need to have a timer of sorts that when we fire these top pistons, we give it enough delay that the lava can propagate down and land on the water there. So first off, let's handle the top here. Need a sticky piston, nice little monostable circuit right there. And then this will tie into our clock line that actually will go around the entire arena here. Bit of redstone. Now we want to carry this signal down, so we need to bring it off like so. Bring it over a little bit and under. This will allow us to do 4 repeaters, like so. There we go. And these need to be at full delay. That's kind of the best timing I've been able to find. And then we can put a nice little torch here, and this will light up both sides. It's long enough to reach all the way to here. Extends the pistons, gets the smooth stone in the right spot. So now we need to build all 4 sides here, and I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll show you kind of the trick to get these sides, the long sides, infinitely extended as far as you need. So let me go ahead and get working on that. Alright, now we have made all 4 sides complete with their generators, and I was fortunate enough that this lands pretty much in the middle, and there's maybe one more bit of redstone off to each end that I could do without it running out. But if you're not as fortunate, you can always just double it up, put 2 of these in each section. Now something you'll notice is if I brought this here, it would cut it off. So we just bring this down 1 and bring it back up to level, make it look nice, and you can bring your dust right along here. And there is nothing wrong with doing that. So we'll go ahead and connect all of these together, and we'll get our clock going after that. Alright, now we are ready to start the timing mechanism. We're going to make a pretty standard etho clock right here. To do that, you want to place 2 hoppers facing into each other like that. Then we need a comparator off of each side like so. Have that go into a block. Put a bit of dust in each corner. And then we want 2 sticky pistons facing each other. And we're going to put 1 block of redstone right in between them. And we're going to actually put 5 items in here. So you can see how it's working. And then we're going to lock that with a little repeater there. I'm going to put a torch and redstone right there. That'll keep it locked until we turn on the reset. And this line is going to feed from our reset. Got it on right now, so we can test the length and see if we need to add any more dust. And it looks like I just need to adjust that slightly. There we go. We'll bring our dust down the line here. And we'll need 1 repeater right there. Let's go ahead and turn it off. So now it'll be locked. And we need to connect it to there. Now we need to test the length of this, see where we need to put repeaters. So let's go ahead and put a nice torch right under there. Okay. We actually don't need this little bit. And we have this little bit here that I remapped a little so that we can put the clock here. It was just going straight along here. So I put this block here, brought it up and around. Looks like that barely gets it, so let's go ahead and throw a repeater here. And 1 here. If we wanted, we could use our 0 tick for this spot, so these all go off at the same time. Shouldn't be necessary. Unless if you just want to speed it up a little bit. And there we go. Alright. So now when we tell it to reset, let's test to see how well it works. There we go. So now we're rebuilding our floor. Looks like I got a little bit of a problem over here. That would be why my timing was off. Let's go ahead and correct that. Alright, the fix was pretty simple. Basically, I just needed to readjust where some of this stuff is. So let's go ahead and put a repeater there. Sticky piston here for our monostable circuit. Bring this out like so. And just kind of skirt around it. There we go. That'll correct the issue, which was the redstone signal going through into this block and then popping out onto this line, then hitting the repeater for one tick and kind of double pulsing, which would screw up the timings for these pistons down here. So let me go ahead and correct all of these, and we'll have to reseat where our repeaters are. I even tried this guy, and we'll go ahead and give it a final run. Alright, so I redid this just a little bit since we were one block shy, so I just took it straight off the side, connected it here. But we'll go through this together so you can see where the new placements are for the repeaters. We got one there. Looks like we'll need one there. It's just barely shy of making it to there. Alright. Looks like one more here. There. Here. Alright, there we go. So that's the new placements. So let's go ahead and see what it looks like. Alright, to help with the timing, I went and increased these to 2 ticks. And I did see something about this layout here that's causing us a problem. See those center 5 or 6 pistons right there? This one gets hit just before this one by 1 tick. And so these stay on for just too long and make it so that these cannot thrust upwards. So you'll either have to spread these out so that there's exactly the right length so that there's a stop here and here, or else you'll have to come up with a slightly different way of doing it. Perhaps that 1 tick with a sticky piston like so, and the redstone block. To just kind of help it through this, you could try something like this. There we go. Oh, wrong direction. And that should hopefully correct the issue as well. But as you can see, smooth stone generators, as well as many other types of generators, are very finicky. You'll probably have to adjust the timing on your server due to any kind of potential server lag, that kind of thing. Ooh, that's noisy. Let's go ahead and turn that off. So now the arena is all nice and reset and ready for another player to jump in. Except for these two. I must have had those sides burn or something. Ah, yes, here we go. Quite the torching here. From here to here. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to provide the world for download. You can go ahead and just download it be aware that some of it might burn like that, so be sure to save a copy. And I hope you enjoy using this in your world. It is able to be done in an LP. I have it in mine. But as you can see, it is kind of resource intensive, but it has a lot that it does. Be sure to place a haste 2 beacon within range of your arena, and also use an efficiency 5 pickaxe so that you and your friends can instant mine this floor. And I hope that you have an actual floor below so that you don't fall through the void like in this void world. But go ahead and leave a like if you have liked this video, and do subscribe if you want to see more tutorials, and go ahead and leave comments as well. I like to hear feedback, especially positive, and have a great day.